We will be going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It is currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 78 degrees outside with a high of probably 100 degrees again today, so be prepared. It's going to be hot again. I don't know if it'll be as muggy as yesterday because we don't have that those cloud cover nor the rain participation, but it did rain a whole lot last night. We had hail last night over here, so it might be actually a little muggy this morning, so I don't know. Just be prepared. It's going to be warm again, so stay hydrated out there. Now, with that being said, traffic conditions going in Tulsa, fair. There's no real traffic going in on Fridays ever in the morning, so you're good. So we'll just jump right into our main topic today, which is a movie review of Twisters. So, again, we're still playing catch up quite a bit, so we were at OCS Phase 3 in Washington State, so we were off the grid for 2 weeks, essentially. And we didn't have our phones with us, so we didn't have news. We didn't have any way to consume entertainment. So while we were there, Twisters came out. I think we reported and Twisters came out that day, so we finally got to watch it. And I'll say, it was pleasantly surprising. I will say, I don't think it's as good as the first one. I don't know how anyone can compare to the OG Twister. Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, and it felt fun. It felt more authentic. This one, I will say it does a good job. I actually do follow quite a few storm chasers or tornado chasers on YouTube, and they do get a lot of that correct. They go a little overboard with it for sure. With like Glenn Powell's the main, not the main character. The girl is the pretty little blonde is the main character, but Glenn Powell, the guy from Top Gun Maverick, he had his truck like digs into the ground. They're kind of doing the Team Dominator, which is a group of tornado chasers. Just like had this armored tank that they actually drive into tornadoes, but he just had like a Ram 1500 that he they dug into the ground. So I don't know. It very similar premise to the original Twister. They had to drive and drop off like a package in front of a tornado to try to make it basically disappear. Like they have this stuff that will dry up the moisture and make a tornado get weaker. So it's a fun little premise in theory, but basically the exact same premise as the original. You got to drive in front of the tornado, drop the package off, and go. I don't know. It doesn't feel as intense as the first one did. I don't know how to describe it, but it's the problem with all sequels. It's like been there, done that. You're just trying to go over the top, and it's like, oh, this time we can make a tornado go away. It's like, oh wow, that's interesting, I guess. So I don't know. That they did have Dorothy. They had a salute to Dorothy. They had a Dorothy that would go up into the tornado and track the weakening. So that's why they dropped a Dorothy there so they could track and see if it got weaker or stronger whenever they dropped their little science project in front of it to see if they can make it go away.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. Glenn Powell is good. He's very charismatic. He's he's definitely a leading man now. He's gonna be he is probably the first real celebrity to come out in the last couple of years, I think. Because right now all the celebrities are the Marvel superheroes. Like they are the celebrities. And again, Chris Hemsworth isn't really that big of a star. Like a lot of his movies aren't very good. It's just people go, oh, that's Thor. So it's the characters are more important than the celebrities.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth hasn't had a good movie since Thor.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't name a movie he's been in. I'm like, that's an awesome movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think too. I guess the first movie that horror movie that he was in was pretty decent, but it was just it's the problem with all horror. It's kind of a one and done kind of thing. Was that Cabin in the Woods or something like that?
Cabin in the Woods. Yeah.
Or it's like
that's right. Yeah, it was Cabin in the Woods. That was his first kind of big breakout role.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was in the new Nightmare on Elm Street too. He was the first guy to die.
No, that was not Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. $100. Look it up right now.
Okay.
Pull it up right now. I'll bet $100 on it.
All right, you're gonna lose this one.
No, you're not. I'm gonna win.
What year did that one come out?
Just do the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street because
2010, you said? All right. Go to images. Let's go to cast and crew.
nope, it was Kellen Lutz is who you're thinking of. A
Huh.
nobody.
Well, I guess I am. He looks exactly like Chris
No,
Hemsworth
he
to
does
me.
not. Get wrecked. Anyway, so I'm right, you're wrong. Deal with it. $100, pay me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I would say it doesn't hold a candle to the original Twister. It is just the original Twister. It just like I thought the soundtrack was better on the original. Don't get me wrong. I like the country music in Twisters, but the rock, the hard rock stuff going on in the original Twister was just so good. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's also what we talked about too. Was like I felt like a more of a relationship with the other chasers and
Mm-hmm.
people in the original Twisters. And this one, it was just a bunch of one
Yeah,
dimensional characters that you just like. These people are either crazy, like stupid crazy, or they're the straight laced, corporate guys,
yeah.
and that was it.
And I agree. If you do follow, like again, like me, you follow YouTube tornado chasers, then you do that. There is a sense of realism there. But like when they do a good job of developing the characters. Like at first, you're just like, oh, everybody in all the YouTube tornado people are just a bunch of self-absorbed narcissists, which they are for the most part because they're doing it for themselves. But like, oh no, all of our profits that we go, it goes to victims, families, and stuff. So it's like, okay, fair enough. But it's just like it's just silly, and it again, they're all very one-dimensional. It's just like I'm the. It's like I'm each character. It's like I'm the tech girl. I'm the driver guy. I'm the camera guy. And then it's like then you have Glenn Powell. It's like I'm the really really good looking main character guy. And but yeah, and then you have like the Helen Hunt character, which is the blonde girl. She's like she's the trauma victim who's passions led her to destruction, and then ultimately gets called back into it to see if she can be a better person. And then they have this, there's a greedy business real estate tycoon guy giving people who's paying people for their property, but he's giving them like the minimum value for their property. So, they're trying to make the real estate industry to be out there, which, there is definitely like, BlackRock being involved in the real estate industry is definitely something to shake stick at. But again, it's like if you don't have insurance on your home, it's like, and of course, all the tornadoes, the affected areas, none of these people have insurance. They can't do anything. It's like, why? It's like, why is it? Why do tornadoes only go to poor neighborhoods? It's like that's kind of like the central theme. But politics is definitely kept out of it, thank God. But it's just like, oh, they're targeting. It's like they're targeting the poor people areas. It's like, why? Why would the tornadoes don't choose where they go? They just go.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the one thing that I thought was just a little weird, but I mean, I kind of get it from like we got to have somebody's got to be like a bad guy in the film. It can't just be the weather.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it again, it doesn't hold the candle to the original. Like I felt like the original one was a little more grounded. This one, it's like, oh wait, has science gone too far? We can get rid of tornadoes, kind of thing. So I'm sure there is some actual science behind it, but how they would implement it's going to be the real issue. So, but I would say, yeah. I mean, it looked good. The film. Oh, sorry about that,
Was
everybody.
shot well.
This film was shot very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, for the most part, no real politics or silliness in it. And it is. It's a fun watch, but I would say it's kind of like a. For me, it's like I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch it again. It's kind of like a one and done kind of film for me. Like I don't think it has any rewatchability. Like I think the first Twister has a lot of rewatchability. I don't know what it is, but Bill Paxton just has the charisma. There's something about the soundtrack, the score. It just sounds awesome. This to me just kind of looks like a AMC.
Yeah.
You watch this on AMC once a year, and not even once a
Well,
year.
there's just more. There's more stakes in the first one, and it's also a more believable premise, I would say. Whereas, the first one had the love triangle between Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, and I forget the other girl's name, the
Yeah, but
girl from Lost
his
Boys
new
or whatever.
wife, yeah.
hmm But there's just a lot of stuff going on in that one. Like there's, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're back." It's like there's a familiarity between him and the other crew, and I don't know, it just felt more believable. Whereas
Mhm.
this one was like, I could kind of believe the college when they were in college level part, but then they come back. We need you to come back,
Yeah.
because she's the Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt character of the show
Yeah.
combined. And it was weird. I thought that we were gonna see like a cameo from any of those things. We only
Yeah.
had a cameo
Helen
of
Hunt be like
Dorothy
her
and
mom.
Bill Paxton's truck from the original.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still a good movie. I still enjoyed it. But yeah, I didn't think it held up to the first one.
Yeah, but I will say it definitely does a better job of not better job. It kind of shines a light on the YouTube storm chasing community is really what this movie does. So, they're all not as crazy as Glenn Powell's character is as far as how they chase, but it is pretty wild to watch. Like, I mean, I've seen a bunch of kids get danger close to a bunch of tornadoes, and you're just like, man, you are being really reckless with you know, personal bought equipment. It's like I would not get that close if it was me, but I mean, that's why they do what they do. They're just a bunch of amateur tornado chasers. I'm sure a lot of them would argue whether or not they're amateurs or not. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, definitely just go check out YouTube tornado chaser. You can go check out like Pecos Hank, or you can go check out Team Dominator, or I watch Freddie McKinney sometimes. He's a up and comer kind of guy, and they even have like a weather conglomerate channels on YouTube where they literally go live as long as there's a tornado warning on the ground. So it's like they're your local news station, but they're on YouTube and they'll talk about the most affected tornado areas.
Yeah. Well, and also here's another part here is like, they do kind of a good thing too, saying, you can't hide under an underpass in a tornado, which is true. That is like that's like one of the worst places you could be.
That's a wind
But
funnel.
but then like they're like, oh wow, they debunked a true myth that comes with tornadoes. But
Hmm.
then all of a sudden they're like, but you can drive a standard issue truck with a roll cage around it into a tornado and just drill down. Like that would not work either. It would rip that truck apart. The reason why those Dominator vehicles are more safe is because they're super weighted down
Yeah,
and they're like protected proof, because it's not
they're
really the
tanks.
tornado that's going to kill you, it's the debris that's going to kill you. Debris would go through a aluminum truck
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's cinematic and it's
Hmm.
cool. It's like, oh, he's got drills on the side of his truck. Like that's the whole point. You can't have. It's the same reason why insurance companies won't insure like mobile homes if they're not fully skirted, because the reason they roll is because the wind gets underneath the trailer. So if there's not a metal skirt around the entire mobile home, they won't insure it because again, the wind gets underneath it and flips it and rolls it.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's the same with vehicles that way. It's like they just get a little wind up draft underneath it and boom, it's gone. So yeah, but I would say it was entertaining. But again, it doesn't for me. It doesn't have the rewatchability that the first one has, and that might just be a nostalgia thing. So it's hard to place it, but I just felt like the characters were definitely they didn't get much development in the original Twisters, but they just felt more real to me. So I don't know, but it was entertaining. A good, definitely a decent sequel. I don't know if it lives up to the first one 100%, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It was definitely a good movie, not the best. And the other part about sequels is you kind of have to pay homage to the original. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I was at least expecting to see Helen Hunt in this movie. I think I saw that fake trailer a long time ago, and I totally assumed that she was going to be in this at
Mm-hmm.
one point, at least her. I mean, it would have been nice to see, Bill Paxton. Like maybe she was I thought she was gonna be like the daughter of like, Helen
Yeah.
Hunt and Bill Paxton's character is what I thought it was gonna be.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But yeah, that's about all we got for you today, man. Like we just wanted to kind of review, do something fun again. We try to do fun stuff on Fridays. So it was just a movie review was where it was at, and I know we're a little late on that, but heck, we just thought why not. So that's about all we got for you today. This is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop and our little movie review. So Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. Help us keep the local area informed, and help us keep the world informed
Yeah.
so we can spread the message.
Yeah.
So,
I think our next big movie review will be Alien Romulus. See if we can finally get an Aliens movie that doesn't
suck.
suck.
Yeah. Well, there hasn't been really a good alien movie since Aliens, and that's the sad truth. You know, it's like, I mean, the AVP movies were fun for what they were, but
Yep.
they're just always executed poorly. Like we want an aliens movie, we want like aliens versus colonial marines versus predator.
Yeah.
Not oh we're fighting in the modern day, but like it's like this problem. You have to do it in contemporary settings because it's your budget balloons up whenever
Mm-hmm.
you have to go, you know, off planet. It's like James Cameron did a really good job with the original Aliens with that, and the sequel Aliens
Yeah.
because it was done so well.
Yeah. Not many places to shoot outdoors in an alien setting. It was mainly, corridors and hallways of
Mm-hmm.
a station or a place. But yeah, and that looks kind of like how the next one's going to be, but that'll be fun. It'll be a fun movie, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to go see Aliens Romulus. I love the Aliens franchise. Always been a huge fan of AVP and even the comic books. Like I love the comic books too. So, but yeah.
Are we talking Batman versus Alien?
No, God, no. We're not talking about the perfect organism versus the perfect warrior. But no, that's about all I've got for you today. So again, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. This is the Twins, and we are signing off. God bless you.
See you later, everybody. Some fight back from my